The Shenyang J-6 stands as one of the most historically significant fighter aircraft in the development of Chinese aviation, representing an era when the country transitioned from relying entirely on foreign aircraft designs to establishing its own large-scale production capabilities. Built as a Chinese version of the Soviet MiG-19, the J-6 became one of the most widely produced fighter jets in the region and played a major role in shaping the air power of several nations. When discussing the J-6 in terms of reviews, specifications, and features, it is important to understand the aircraft not as a modern high-tech platform but as a milestone in aviation history that delivered speed, maneuverability, and combat capability at a time when many air forces were still adapting to the jet age. The aircraft earned a reputation for its strong performance in short-range engagements, largely thanks to its twin-engine layout and lightweight airframe, which gave it an impressive thrust-to-weight ratio for its era. The J-6 was powered by two turbojet engines that provided significant acceleration, allowing the fighter to reach speeds around Mach 1.3. This made it one of the first supersonic fighters to be produced in large numbers outside the major superpowers. Pilots often appreciated its raw power and agility, especially in close-range dogfights where instantaneous turns and rapid climbs were essential. Although the avionics and electronics were basic compared to later generations, the J-6 was built with simplicity and ruggedness in mind. These features allowed it to operate from a wide range of airfields, including relatively rough or minimally prepared runways, making it a highly practical fighter for developing air forces. In terms of armament, the Shenyang J-6 was equipped with three 30mm cannons mounted in the nose section. This heavy firepower gave it a formidable punch in air-to-air combat, particularly at close range, where high-caliber rounds could inflict severe damage with just a few hits. The aircraft could also carry a limited selection of early air-to-air missiles, typically short-range infrared-guided types, along with unguided rockets and bombs for ground attack missions. While its weapon suite was not as advanced or flexible as later-generation fighters, the J-6 still provided a balanced mix of intercept capability and strike potential that suited the operational needs of many air forces during the Cold War period. The design philosophy behind the J-6 emphasized speed, climb rate, and dogfight maneuverability over high-tech sensors or long-range capabilities. Its radar system was simple, providing only basic ranging functions, which meant that pilots relied heavily on visual identification and close combat engagements. This limitation reflected the technology of the era but also aligned with the aircraft's strengths as a nimble close-quarters fighter. Its Delta-style mid-mounted wings and clean aerodynamic profile supported high-speed performance but required careful handling during landings and low-speed operations. Experienced pilots often described the aircraft as demanding but rewarding, offering exceptional performance when flown with skill and discipline. In service, the J-6 proved to be adaptable and durable, leading to production numbers exceeding several thousand units. It served not only in China but also in the air forces of Pakistan, North Korea, Albania, Vietnam, Bangladesh, Egypt, and others. Its role varied from frontline interceptor to attack aircraft and even training platform in later years. Some nations used it extensively in conflicts, where its robust structure and strong armament made it a reliable combat asset. Even when more modern fighters became available, many operators continued using the J-6. Because of its low operating cost, ease of maintenance, and availability of spare parts. The aircraft underwent multiple local upgrades over its long service life. Some variants were modified to carry additional weapons, while others received updated avionics or improved engines. China also converted a number of decommissioned J-6 airframes into remotely piloted target drones, which allowed the military to continue using the platform for training and missile testing long after its frontline combat role had ended. This extended the aircraft's utility and demonstrated how flexible the original design truly was. The transformation of the J-6 into a drone fleet highlighted the airframe's structural strength and the continued confidence in its basic performance characteristics. While the J-6 cannot be compared to modern 4th or 5th generation fighters in terms of stealth, sensors, or multi-role capabilities, its historical importance remains unmatched. It represented an era of industrial expansion and military modernization and provided countless pilots with valuable experience in supersonic flight. For aviation enthusiasts and historians, reviewing the J-6 offers insight into the evolution of Chinese aerospace engineering and the broader development of Cold War aviation. The aircraft's contribution to regional air power, combined with its widespread deployment and long operational lifespan, makes it an essential subject for anyone studying military aviation history. From a specification standpoint, the J-6 measured around 12.5 meters in length with a wingspan of approximately 9 meters. It had a maximum takeoff weight in the range of 8 to 9 tons, depending on the variant and loadout. Its dual engines delivered strong performance for a compact airframe, enabling rapid takeoff, sharp climbs, and sustained supersonic flight at altitude. Its operational ceiling typically exceeded 17,000 meters, and its range, though limited without external tanks, was sufficient for regional defense missions and short tactical operations. These performance characteristics made it effective as an interceptor during the era in which it served, giving air forces a fast response platform capable of meeting intruding aircraft head-on. As a feature of its time, the cockpit layout was straightforward, using analog instruments that required a high level of pilot skill and constant attention. The lack of automation meant that pilots were fully responsible for managing engine performance, navigation, and weapons systems manually. This created a challenging environment but also helped create highly skilled aviators who became familiar with the fundamentals of flight without relying heavily on computer assistance. For many pilots, flying the J-6 became a defining experience in their training and operational careers. Overall, the Shenyang J-6 remains a symbol of determination, engineering progress, and military transformation. Its combination of speed, agility, and heavy firepower made it a respected fighter in its era, while its simplicity and reliability allowed it to serve across several continents. As a subject for review, the aircraft offers a fascinating blend of historical significance, technical achievement, and real-world combat utility. It stands as a reminder of how far aviation has progressed and how important early jet fighters were in shaping today's air combat strategies and technologies.